Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Princess of Swords to begin our reading. All right. Might be a little bit of mischief taking place. Let's put it into some context. Oh, and now we have an ace. All right. Well, I think there's something about which you have always been seeking the truth. Something for which you haven't had all the facts yet, right? And I wonder if there's going to be some clarity dawning in your life. There's the Lover's card, and the Empress, and the Ace of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Okay. Star energy, Hanged Man, Hierophant, a lot of major arcana, and wow, and your power card, the Emperor at the end. This is a lot of major arcana cards. We have all major arcana here on the path of the Serpent. This does not happen very often, I'll tell you that. This is something else. This is the kind of spread that that makes champions, honestly. This is really strong here. You have a sense of destiny. You have humility, humbleness, right? Self-sacrifice. You have wisdom. You have power. You have everything, right? You have happiness. But let's find out what this little Princess of Swords is doing there. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Now, the Princess of Swords is not gender specific, but I almost wonder, okay, mystery card here, Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card, the mystery card, until the very end. It's going to tie everything together. It's going to give us the confirmation that we need, okay? But if at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments below, all right? Let's do it together as a group exercise in intuition, all right? So let's look at these cards again, though. We've got major, 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 all the way up. This is something else here. This is really nice. We've got some fire. We don't have any minor arcana in the suit of cups. We have no water energy here, right? There's water here with the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is associated with pure water, all water, right? A little bit of water with the Empress and with the star energy. Different kinds of water, though. And then, of course, we have our air energy here. And this is kind of the central focus. And then we've got our earth energy. So with the Princess of Swords, again, it's not gender specific. I think maybe there's somebody that's kind of trying to come back in your life, you know? Somebody that is wanting to perhaps get answers from you, right? I'm kind of feeling like this person is kind of crawling back to you, right? And it's almost as if they've had a realization in their own life. Okay, now we're going to look at this pair of cards in a couple of different ways. The first one, I think, is somebody coming back to you because they maybe have realized what they're missing, basically, right? We've got that Empress back here. We've got the Lover's card. For some of you, this is going to be about a relationship that you had ended. Or, you know, maybe the other person ended it. I guess it could work that way too. But they're kind of crawling back, wanting to get answers or wanting to start something again. But there's the feeling here that they have a motive outside of kind of love and devotion, right? Because there's no water cards here. right? So I don't feel that they're coming back from a place of love and real desire and real connection. I feel like they don't feel incomplete, or they don't feel complete without you, right? There's a sense of not being whole. Yeah. Whatever the case is, they have an agenda, right? And I think that you recognize this. Of course, we have that star here. We have that clarity. I don't think you're going to fall for that. At the same time, I feel like you have unanswered questions too. Yeah. Because of the Princess of Swords, I feel as if you're kind of, you're defensive against them. There's this sense of resistance, right? This sense of kind of, fending somebody off. You gotta excuse my voice today. There's a bit of a defensiveness there, right? Trying to keep them at bay. I think that your life is so much better now, right? We've got the Empress. We've got the Lovers. You have all of this major Arcana energy. And then this person coming back, they may be an air sign person. It's possible. But them coming back feels like desperation. All right. Now, I didn't mean to say that there was no love there. What I mean is, with the absence of the small cards, the cup cards, it feels as if they're not in. It feels like they're not really in a healthy place to try to build a healthy relationship with you. Right? I think there is a lot of love there, but it feels desperate. And the Hanged Man is kind of giving me that impression, especially since the Hanged Man is here in the environment. This is representing the other person or the relationship with them. So it feels as if they, it feels as if they're kind of desperate. Right? That's all I'm saying. I think the relationship was good. It was a very productive relationship in terms of getting along and functioning well together. I think there was a lot of love and affection there. I don't know that you felt it was a soul connection, right? With the Lover's energy underneath everything, doesn't feel like it was true love. I feel like this is something that is very important to you. For it to be a soulmate, kind of an ideal, a perfect relationship, there had to be a deeper connection there. And I feel like this other person is not in a good place, right, to build the kind of relationship that you want and need, right? So I think that you can recognize this, and I don't think you're really going to fall for their, I don't want to say tricks, right? The Ace of Swords here, it's not a trick. They are sincere. They are sincere in their devotion to you, but I feel like it's coming from an unhealthy place, all right? And that's something I think that you are very vigilant against. You can see that coming from a mile away, right? But like I said, at the same time, I feel like you still want some sort of clarity or answers about something, and I'm not really sure what, okay? But looking around at the other cards, especially this Empress energy, I feel like maybe in a way you were kind of taking on the role of a mother figure for them. Like there was a lot of care and a lot of nurturing, but I don't know. I guess it feels like you were more of a support for them, or a nurturer, a caregiver for them, rather than kind of an equal partner. So I don't know if they were sick, if they had some other issues that they were dealing with, but they really needed you to be that kind of supportive person for them, right? And I think that's part of your nature, to be a giver. I think that you took on that role for them, but then for whatever reason, that came to a kind of a grinding halt. Yeah. The Ace of Pentacles at the top of the path of the dove. You wanted something different, something more. I feel like you ended this relationship. If you weren't the one that that technically ended it. I think that you are recognizing the advantage of going in a different direction, okay? Because the Ace of Pentacles is kind of a new beginning. It's a new opportunity. It's a new path that you can set out upon that really, I mean, especially when we look at the major arcana here, this is really kind of the best option for you. Because I think this person is just not ready to have the kind of relationship that you want and need, that you're striving for with this Lover's energy. Okay. Now, for some of you, this might not be resonating as a relationship kind of issue. Okay, but I'm going to finish this train of thought and then we can look at a different interpretation. The Seven of Wands here in the future, this is telling me that your understanding here is that this relationship is, what's the word? This relationship, not doomed, that's kind of severe, but this relationship is not meant to work, right? It would be like banging your head against a brick wall. It's not going to take the wall down. There's too much going on with this other person or with you. There's an incompatibility here. There is, it would be more struggle than it's worth, is the vibe I'm getting. Okay. So when this person comes back into your life, and they may not be an air sign person, this could be talking about them reaching out to you, trying to make contact, and you're kind of resisting the contact, but then still kind of wondering what the message is or what the conversation is going to be, because there's still some clarity that you're looking for as well. So I think that this is them reaching out to you. Okay. I think they want to reach out to you, but perhaps they also know that, well, they know you. So they have a suspicion that you're not going to pick up the phone, right? Or you're not going to return the text message. They want to, but I don't know that they're going to. Okay. Now, for some of you, this is going to be that kind of a situation with someone from your past. Now, it does feel like they were probably a lover, but it could be a friend or a family member or something of that nature, right? Something that had a closeness to it, right? But I think that you are embarking on a much greater path without this situation going on. Now, I feel like it was a good situation for you. I feel like you learned a lot. It was an experience, right? Nothing absolutely terrible. If anything, it perhaps gave you some clarity about your own path and about what you are meant to do for your life, right? Now, another way that we can look at this card is more of a business or a career aspect or a life path kind of thing. And the two might be intertwined, okay? Because you do have this very caring and giving nature. And you do have this desire for union, right? So I wonder if you're embarking on a new path of self-expression, a new business, a new creative endeavor, something that you're working on putting together, right? And it really could be that this kind of relationship was really keeping you from your goals, keeping you from your star, keeping you from yourself, right, with the Emperor here. So really the two interpretations could be overlapping, all right? And I think that perhaps having this last conversation with this person will give you a little bit of clarity just in yourself, just with you, not really because they're not giving you any information. But having the conversation is letting you know that you made the right choice to go your own way, to start your own path, to live your life, and to follow this path, follow your star, right? Whether it's a business or a life path, a career, if it's some, educational plan or whatever it is. It's giving you the certainty that your true will, what you really want to unite with, is going to be found on this new path, not in this relationship, And yes, there will be struggles. The Seven of Wands is still in your future. It's not only the future of the potential relationship with that person, but it's also the kind of struggle that you will feel as you forge your own way in life, right? So this is a lot of courage here. And I think it's taking a lot of courage to perhaps answer that phone call, perhaps to return the text message or something. But it's taking a lot of courage to say no, thank you to that person and to go your way and follow your destiny, right? Now we're going to shift to the path of the serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. Leave a comment for me and hit the like button if you don't mind. I appreciate all that. Thank you. Okay, so star energy, right? We've got this. This is your general energy. And I think this is what it's all about for you. This is your spiritual path. This is you trying to get closer and closer and closer to your destiny, trying to understand the starlight that's coming toward you. What is Spirit telling you? What is your path? Right? What are you meant to do? Now, the whole thing on the path of the dove, if it is a relationship, an ex or something that's trying to come back, that whole situation is about you saying no to what is not meant for you. Okay? And maybe this is a hypothetical. Maybe this isn't resonating with you. But this is your ability to say no. Right? Even if there's still this kind of, well, maybe I don't know really if I should, or there's still like this just a little iota of desire to go back into that relationship. Even if it's still a little bit tempting, right? Sometimes we can look at the Empress as being a little seductive, right? There were good things about that relationship. Part of you wants to kind of go back into it, right? But we're trying to be focused on our goals. We've got that Ace of Swords, right? So this might be a hypothetical. Maybe there isn't an ex that's trying to call you right now. For some of you, I think there is, but in general, it's your ability to recognize those things in life that you're kind of tempted to go back to, that are still kind of seductive to you, but are not meant for you. So you have this ability to focus on the starlight, focus on Spirit, focus on your path, right? And that leads us to the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is sometimes a suffering. It's sometimes a sacrifice. It can be a letting go, right? It can be the realization that even though I'm tempted by this, even though it's very seductive and part of me wants to go and enjoy that, I know that it's not for me, and I have to be willing to let that go, right? I have to be willing to sacrifice that kind of desire, And it's not to say that no relationship at all is meant for you, but the ones that you have this kind of inner certainty about, you're not allowing yourself to go back to those, right? Because in the highest parts of your mind that it's not meant for you. Okay. And now, so back to the Hanged Man here, in the position of the environment. I think this other person, like I said, if they are, if this does have to do with an ex, I don't think they're in a good place to really have a healthy relationship with you. I feel that there is a lot of concern and care and emotion there. So I don't know, maybe if they were struggling, if they were dealing with some issues, if they were sick or something like that. Okay. And I feel like that's kind of part of this, I almost get it like an obligation kind of feeling, And I think that you have to be strong and kind of resist whatever the draw is back to that person, okay? Because you have a big path in front of you. You have a lot of work to do for your destiny and for your life path. The card that we have in the difficult position is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant sometimes represents an idea of fixed knowledge and fixed belief. It's kind of this idea that we're stuck, right? That we have these beliefs about ourselves, these beliefs about the world, and we're stuck in them. Okay. So we have to get over this idea. We have to transcend this idea of there only being a finite amount of blessings, a finite amount of energy, of work, of destiny, of meaning, right, of purpose for us. Now, it could be that these major arcana cards here kind of gave you a sense of purpose, right? There was a lot of this kind of caregiver, a lot of love, a lot of nurturing with the Empress, and maybe there was this sense of, that's kind of an innate quality for you. That's something that that you feel is a natural part of you, right? And that may be true. These are major arcana energies, okay? I don't think this was the situation for that. But the Hierophant is saying that, look, you have to move past that and get to the essence of that. It wasn't that that relationship was meant for you and where you needed to be. But we've got to hone in on that Empress energy. What was it about that situation that kind of activated your true essence, your true nature, right? Because that is what we need to recognize and pursue. Doesn't mean that we have to be stuck in that exact situation, right? We're getting to the essence of it, and we can take that essence forward into what is meant for us, into new situations, and perhaps bring that kind of Empress energy into everything that you do, right? And that's kind of leading us to the next card, which is your power card, the Emperor. Now we've got the Emperor and the Empress. So this is really the authority to know yourself. This is the ability to see and recognize what your innate qualities are. Not what you're meant to do, but how you're meant to do it, right? With love, with care, with authority, with confidence, but there's this sense of affection, of love, of nurturing, almost of taking care of something, right? So where are you going to apply that kind of energy? It doesn't have to be in that past relationship, any past relationship, any past situation that is not meant for you. We don't have to go back to those things. Where can we take this forward into the future, right? That's the wisdom of the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant is the kind of the guide. It's your ability to pursue that kind of wisdom and understanding, to know where are the ideal situations for you to express not only your Emperor energy, but this innate quality of love and affection and building and growing. Are you trying to grow a business, a family, right? What are you working on? Where is it that you're meant to apply this energy? Now, I said at the beginning that this is kind of the spread of champions, right? Because you've got the Emperor and the Empress. You've got the forward movement, you've got the vision, you've got the authority, the confidence, the assertiveness, the conscious awareness, right? But then you've got the softness, the yielding, you've got the flexibility, you've got the adaptability, right? You've got skills and wisdom and understanding and a sense of purpose and the ability to sacrifice, the ability to let things go, that are really essential qualities for any kind of success, right? You really have an amazing opportunity here. You have a lot of this really good energy kind of pushing you forward, right? So there's this feeling of you are directing your life, but at the same time, you're also adapting to what the flow of things are, right? This is kind of, almost a nature versus nurture kind of thing, right? There's kind of who you are and what you're asserting from yourself, but then there's also the ability to adapt that to the environment, to what's around you, to what Spirit is providing for you, right? To the circumstances that you're in. So there's no need to go back to something that we've already been to, right? We've already outgrown that situation. And maybe at the time, yes, it was a good experience because it taught you a lot about yourself. It let you see the Empress side of yourself. But then we've got to continue pushing forward as well. Yeah. And maybe this is all a business thing for you. Maybe this is all something career related. It doesn't have to be, this isn't a romance reading or a love reading necessarily. For some of you, it might be resonating that way because this is literally taking place, right? Where this person is trying to kind of draw you back into their world or into their situation. But I don't see you going for it, I think that you know yourself too well, you've attained a degree of spiritual evolution or initiation to know that this is a trap, that this is a trick. It's almost a test from spirit to see if you have the consciousness and the vision that looks forward, or if you're just going to repeat the same cycles from the past. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card, shall we? This one was kind of intense. I'm very intrigued by having the Empress and the Emperor, and we've got the idea of union here with the Lover's card, right? So it could really be that you are on a path of finding this union, and it could be the union between these two kind of alternate sides of yourself. I was going to say opposing, complementary sides of yourself, right? This is a union with yourself, finding this integrated purpose, right? Finding this union with the Ace of Swords. And it's interesting because this is a Gemini energy, this is air, and then we have the Ace of Swords here. So it is about the union, and I feel like it's a union with yourself, it's a union with your purpose, a union with your star, in a very, very holistic way. Now, your opposite sign is Libra. We don't really have any Libra energy here, but we do have the Empress, which is Venus, which rules Libra. So we kind of have this part of you that does seem a little bit contrary to an emperor, right? It seems a little that there is that duality there. So I like that we're uniting these two, that this is the kind of spiritual union, that the alchemical union between yourself and your soul, your spirit, right? God, goddess, deity, guardian angel, whatever you want to call it. And this kind of this union, and I think a union with ourselves, right? I think that it's something that takes place consistently over time. Maybe not consistent, but it's not just a one and done kind of thing. We have to continue to integrate and unite with different parts of ourselves, right? And I think right now it's about you integrating and uniting with this Empress part of yourself, right? And I think that's the path you're on. And I don't think that you're going to find that in any past relationship by going back to something, by repeating something again. I think it's by moving forward and finding how to bring this Empress energy along with you. Make it a part of you, a united part of you. And with this union, then, you can move into the future, into what your next project, next relationship, next business, next career move, next, art thing, whatever it is, your next creation. Yeah. Your next creation. And indeed, we have the magical child here. So it's very much, it has overtones of a romantic union, but I think it means something a lot deeper than that, right? We've got male and female, we've got the union, and we've got a child being produced, right? We could take it very literally. And for some of you, maybe that's it, right? But I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's a union of ourself with our self, capital S. With our soul and the universal soul, God, goddess, deity. It's a deeper union within us. And I think that this magical child, really, an Ace of Discs, is the beginning of this new path in this integrated way, right? It's almost like a rebirth, like a new beginning. So I wonder if the mystery card's going to be either the Sun or the Judgment card, right? A rebirth kind of card. Could be the Death card even. If you want to put a prediction down in the comments, go ahead, and we'll reveal this card now. I'm kind of thinking a death card or a sun card, some kind of rebirth energy. Well, it might as well be. It's the Empress again. And this is, maybe this is kind of the rebirth, right? This is the process of nature, the process of things kind of growing and flourishing, and then they do have to kind of die and decay and subside so that new things can grow. So this is the idea that we can't go back to the past situation. We have to look at a new. We can't have this same Empress. We need a new one every time, right? So nature is always the same nature. But this reminds me of a conversation I had with my 3-year-old daughter the other day. We were going for a walk, and all the leaves are still on the ground. They're dried, and we're starting to get them picked up and stuff. But we were saying, say goodbye to the leaves. We'll see you next year. And she asked if it's the same leaves that come back, the same way birds and stuff come back, with migration and stuff. And I said, no, those leaves are gone, honey. They're not going to come back. They're going to, return to the soil and become part of the earth, and then new leaves will grow from the tree. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about here. That's why it reminded me of that. Because it's not the same relationship that's going to come back, or you're not going to go back to the same Empress, the same leaves, right? The same situation. That relationship that energy has to subside and return to the universe, to your soul, wherever it goes, and be part of the process of growing the next one, right? When the leaves return, when the tree grows new leaves, when nature kind of sprouts and blossoms again, yeah. And that's kind of the Ace of Pentacles that we're looking at. So this is the idea that, yes, the Empress is coming back. It's not the same Empress, right? It's being kind of reborn, and it's being grown again. And this past stuff, it's all kind of like fertilizer, I think this is a very good confirmation card, and this, to me, has a little bit more of a happier vibe than the Death card may have had. So we'll take it, okay? And we'll go right into the extended reading. So you can click up here in the corner if you want to watch the extended new readings for Aries Mondays and Fridays. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.